Welcome back, you guys. Greetings to all my favorite foodies out there. Welcome back to today's cooking class where I'm going to show you how to make braised beef short ribs in less than half the time using a pressure cooker. If you guys don't have one of these, this one is a Chef IQ. I love it. You can actually pick it up on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below. Definitely recommend this one. This one's awesome. It actually comes with a scale inside of it built in, so you can put your rice in if you're going to cook rice, and then you'll add your water and it'll know exactly down to the grams what you're putting in there. So it's very nice. I love this thing. I know everyone's so busy with their lives every single day, and a lot of you don't have 4 or 5 hours to make beef short ribs and wait for them to braise in the oven. So with this thing, it's kind of nice because you can just sear them off, put them in here, and 50 minutes later, they're good to go. So I want to show you how to do that. So let's go, guys. First things first, I'm going to show you how we're going to just salt and pepper these up, sear them off. We're going to add a little mirepoix. What I mean by mirepoix is a French term for carrots, celery, and onion. Kind of the base of a lot of things, stews, soups, braised short ribs. Just adds that nice aromatic flavor that you want. So we'll go ahead and chop some of that up and then get these seared off, and I'll show you how to cook them in this pressure cooker. So as always, let's get it. We just want to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to our short ribs. These are bone-in short ribs, which I always prefer to buy, because when you braise them off, you're going to release all that gelatin inside of the bone, and it just really adds a nice flavor to the broth. I'll show you when we get done, but we're going to reduce the broth down just a little bit so it thickens up. It'll add a nice component and a nice viscosity to the final sauce that you're going to eat with the short ribs. All right, guys, first things first, we need to sear off our short ribs. Add just a little bit of oil. You don't need a lot. And we'll go ahead and sear these off. You don't want to overcrowd the pan either. That's plenty right there. You're looking for a nice golden brown color. You can see that. Then we'll go ahead and put it on the side. What I have here is 2 carrots, 2 celery stalk, 1 onion, and a few garlic cloves. We'll go ahead and cook those off. Let's get a little color on them. All right, then once we got a little color here on our vegetables, we'll turn the heat down to about medium. We want to add about maybe a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. This is just going to add some viscosity to the final sauce. It's going to give it a little body, going to give it a little color and flavor as well. And then why I'm adding it now is just to kill some of the sharpness and the acidity in the tomato paste. We also want to just kind of caramelize it with the vegetables just for a couple minutes, get a little color on it. All right, once we toasted off our tomato paste, so we'll add just about 2/3 of a bottle of red wine. Feel free to add the whole thing if you want. Then what we want to do is just reduce this by half, meaning let it evaporate, cook down, concentrate the wine flavor. It'll cook off the tomato paste just a little bit. And then we're going to add all this to the pressure cooker with our short ribs. We're going to add a little bit of herbs and some spices, and then we'll cook it off. All right, so we seared off our short ribs. We cooked off our mirepoix, reduced our wine. We're going to go ahead and add our short ribs to our pressure cooker. Like so. Then after we got our short ribs in there, we'll go ahead and add our red wine and our mirepoix. Just gonna coat it all over those short ribs. Make sure you get every little bit out of that pan. This is all flavor. Do not waste any. And then finally, we're gonna add some beef bone broth, or chicken bone broth will work too. Preferably homemade. Just to cover. If you need to add a little bit of water, that's fine. And then I'm going to add a few sprigs of sage, a few sprigs of fresh thyme. So I'm going to add a few bay leaves, some umami mushroom powder, a few peppercorns, and then about a couple tablespoons of juniper berries. So just go ahead and put those in. And then we're going to go ahead and pressure cook this on high at full pressure for 1 hour. Little trick too, you want to take some of the fat, because obviously short ribs have a good amount of fat in them, and it ends up in the sauce after you braise them or pressure cook them. So what I like to do is just put it in a bowl, and then with just a ladle, you just kind of cruise around the very top and just lightly just stick your ladle inside so you take off a layer of that fat. Now you could just let this sit in the fridge as is overnight, and the fat will naturally settle to the top and it'll just be a hard layer, and then in the morning you can just scoop that layer off. That's the easiest way to do it, but since I'm pressed for time and I'm trying to get this video out to you guys, I'm just trying to scoop off a little bit right now. So that's the way you would do it in a hurry, but definitely the best way. I feel it clarifies it perfectly too, because you get all the fat that just rises to the top, and then you have everything underneath is just all that natural jus, that delicious jus. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Very important. Definitely when you're reducing in the pan, which I'm going to show you right now, you don't want a layer of extra fat. Some fat's okay, and that's fine, but you don't want a ton of it. So that looks pretty good. Let's finish this baby. All right, guys, so we strained our short ribs, took them out, and then strained the sauce through a sieve. I just wanted to show you something. You don't have to do this, but I feel that it adds a nice layer of flavor. This is just putting some lacquer on top of the short ribs. You're just taking some of the strained jus that you braised them with, and you're just gonna coat the very top, just kind of baste them lightly, and just cook them slow at about 200 degrees in the oven. And this just ensures that some of the sugars in the sauce and some of the natural flavors just kind of cake onto the very top. Just gives it a little bit more color, a little bit more sheen, a little bit more Michelin is what we did in the restaurant. You don't have to do this step. By all means, it'd be totally perfect just the way they are right after they come out of the pressure cooker, but this is just a little added step to add a little more flavor. So I just wanted to show you guys this, and then just let them go. I like to let them go for probably about an hour or two. You're not really cooking them, it's just slowly drying out the top a little bit and just forming that nice kind of tacky lacquer crust on top. So just make sure you're basting them though over the course of 2 hours, every probably 20 minutes. Set an alarm and make sure you don't forget about them. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you how to cut just a few vegetables for our short ribs. An oblique cut. So we're just gonna make a little slice like that. Turn the carrot, cut. We're gonna turn the carrot, cut again, like so. You get it? Just a different cut that looks really cool on the plate, the final product. Then when it gets thick like this towards the end, just take off the tip, and then you can just cut it in half, and then just make like-sized cuts. And then we have some parsnips here. We'll do the same for the parsnip. Just do a nice oblique cut. Just turn it, cut, turn. And then when it starts to get thick on you, same thing. Just cut it in half. And then just I just like to turn it side to side to get the same cuts. Just like so. Real simple. All right, we're gonna get these both going at the same time. This will be the pan for our veg, and then this will be the pan for our short ribs right here. We'll go ahead and pull them out of the oven. And then I'll just find the two that I like. This one's really nice. This one's really nice too. We'll take the jus, just pop it in there like so. And then this is how you would bring them back. You let them sit overnight in the fridge also. You just want to take some of this jus, pop it in a pan with your short ribs, and then just kind of let it reduce and also baste your short ribs at the same time. Wow, just a little bit more jus. So we got our short ribs going. So now in this pan, we're going to take some beef tallow that I actually got from breaking down a whole brisket to make some of my beef jerky. If you guys are interested in that, definitely check the link in the description. Sell it online. It's delicious. Finally, a Michelin star beef jerky. So we'll take a nice tablespoon of some beef tallow, and then I'll just start out with these pearl red onions. Get those going. Let those cook for a little bit, kind of caramelize. And then to that, we just blanched our carrots, our parsnip, and our turnip. Just blanched them in boiling water until they were cooked through, and then put them in an ice bath to cool them down. So just make sure that you put them in that ice bath to stop the cooking process. That way they just stay nice and crisp. So we don't want to forget about our short ribs over here. Just make sure you're basting them every few minutes or so. You got that beautiful lacquer on top. That beautiful color. All right, so we got our nice color on our onions. So we'll go ahead and add some of our vegetables. And then these are already cooked, remember? So we'll just go ahead and just heat them through lightly. And we'll add a little garlic. And some fresh thyme. And then make sure you add these. You notice I added these at the very end. You don't want these to burn. You want to maintain that nice, sharp, bright flavor of the herbs and the garlic. Keep that nice color too. So we'll go ahead and shut that off. Just hit this with a splash of some sherry vinegar, just to cool it down. All right, see how gorgeous that sauce is? So lovely. We'll just finish it with a little knob of that truffle butter. You can use regular butter. You don't have to use that. Whatever one you want to use is fine. And then just go ahead and just trying to slowly incorporate that. That's pretty much the last little component to really round out your sauce. Obviously it's butter, right? It gives it a little flavor and then also adds a nice sheen to it. Look at that nice shine. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's plate this up. Got our truffle potato puree. Guys, check out the video I made for this one. This is a little gremolata. It's basically just charred scallions that charred on the grill and then chopped it up with a little bit of parsley, fresh parsley, a little bit of fresh lemon zest and fresh garlic. And then just a little olive oil, little sherry vinegar. Adds a nice little bit of freshness on the very end, which is awesome. Little herbaceousness, just some fresh chives around the top. And then to add a little bit of crunch, I have these little bit of garlic breadcrumb, which you also should check out this video. Learn how to make these delicious little guys. Our braised short ribs, truffle whipped creme fraiche potatoes with a little bit of root vegetables and natural jus with a little bit of charred scallion gremolata and some garlic breadcrumbs on top. Absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty guys, that's the dish. Thanks for joining me this video. Hope you learned something. If so, I hope I earned your subscription. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. I had a lot of fun making this one. I hope you guys try it too. It's super delicious, super succulent. Let's give it another taste just to be sure. Gotta taste it at the end, right? Oh, look at that. Just buttery potatoes, delicious meat. Oh my God. Another banger. Guys, definitely try this at home. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know anytime I go live or drop a new video. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers. Bon appetit.